and she's really... Let me learn about it before I tell you things. Hello everybody, my name is Kelsey, and we're about to get very, very nerdy with a fun new Readathon TBR. This pillow is driving me crazy. For the month of November, I am going to be taking part in the Believe in the Impossible Readathon, or the Believathon, which is a readathon put on by Gavin here on YouTube, so I'll definitely leave his link in the announcement video down below. But it's a readathon dedicated to middle grade, and I don't read a lot of middle grade, so I thought I would give it a shot because I'm trying to broaden my horizon when it comes to middle grade. There are 10 prompts in a group book, so I'm excited, and I'm going to show you the prompts and what I'm going to read this month. So a lot of these books can be more than one prompt, however I have picked one book per prompt, just because I'm ridiculous that way, but there's a lot of books in here that can actually cover multiple prompts. So we'll see what happens. The first prompt is to read a book that features magic, so I'm going to read The Miraculous by Jess Redmond. This follows a boy named Wonder who is what he considers himself is the Miraculologist, I think is how you say it, where he has this entire book called The Miraculous, and he just fills it with stuff that can't be explained, and he believes every single thing until his little sister dies after only being, I think, alive for about 8 days, and so then he throws the book away and he stops believing. But then he meets a girl named Faye, and they meet an older lady in an abandoned house that they believe might be a witch, and she kind of helps him believe again. So this seems like it's going to have a lot of magical awesomeness in it, and some kind of trying to believe again, that kind of stuff, and some awesome best friend situations here. So I am really intrigued by this story. Also, this absolutely gorgeous sunset cover is just everything for me. So the next prompt is to read a book featuring myth or legends, and this one might be stretching it a little bit, but I think I can make it work, and that is Willa of the Wood by Robert Beatty. This follows Willa, who is a night spirit, and she is sent into towns of what they call the day folk, and is basically sent to steal little things that they wouldn't miss. And the day folk are basically known as being not open-minded, so they kind of kill anything they don't understand, including these night spirits. It sounds like her curiosity is going to get the better of her, and she's going to get stranded, and in doing so find out some things about the day folk and find out some things about, her clan as well. So I'm kind of considering this night spirit situation kind of legendy for this world. So that's why I'm using this, and I think I can get away with it. The next prompt is to read a book with real-world issues, and I had a ton that I could have used for this one, but I really wanted to get this book in here somewhere, and Chris has actually read this book and says that it would count. So I'm going to use it, and that is Molly Warner School Reporter by Dan Kilday. This one is actually super important that I get this done, because this guy is my uncle-in-law, so I feel like I need to read this, because it's been out there for at least a few years, and I haven't read it yet. So I'm slacking. So this follows a girl named Molly Warner who is in 6th grade, and she basically will talk to anyone as long as they will listen. And instead of punishing her and making her stop annoying everybody, her principal puts her on the school paper. And it's just kind of an exploration of free press, media, and all of that fun stuff in a 6th grade situation. So that's really all I need to know. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I used to be in TV, and actually Dan was also in TV, so it's I'm really excited about this because we both know kind of the media, and I'm really intrigued as to how he's going to write about it. So I'm excited, and I've been wanting to read this for a very long time, and I wasn't allowed to get it until I met him in person, and I did that right before Chris and I got married. So I now have this and can finally read it. The next prompt is to read a book that is set in the past, so I am going to be reading The Gallery by Laura Marks Fitzgerald. This one is set in kind of a 1920s Great Gatsby situation. So this follows a girl named Martha who is in this gigantic house where her mother works, and everyone basically in this house has a secret, and including the owners down to the footman and down to her mother who, like I said, works there. And there's this gallery in the middle of the house that might hold the key to what everyone is hiding. And so it's this fun thriller book that is set, like I said, in the 1920s. So I'm really excited about this because it's very vague in what it's about, and like I really want to know. Ooh, on the back, I'm going to read you the back because I feel like that's going to tell you a little bit. An eccentric recluse, a self-absorbed newspaper magnate, a shady footman, a mansion with a secret, and one girl who has the moxie to see everything for what it is. I'm very intrigued by this. So the next prompt is to read a book with a strong sense of friendship. So I am going to be reading Lily and Duncan by Donna Geppert. Follows these two people, Lily and Duncan. And Lily was born as Timothy, and I believe they're both in 8th grade. Yes, they are both in 8th grade, so it's, you know, kind of that trans rep when you're a lot younger. And then Duncan is bipolar, so you get mental health as well as trans rep in this book. So I'm really intrigued how that's going to go, especially in this like middle grade setting. So, but like they're going to be biffles in the end, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to go and how they're going to help each other and all of the things that they have to deal with, because they're both going to have to deal with a lot, especially in middle grade, especially with those two things. So I'm really intrigued by this. The next prompt is to read a creepy atmospheric read. So I'm going to be reading The School of Good and Evil. I'm not even going to pretend like I can pronounce that author's name, but this is the first book in this series. This follows two best friends, Sophie and Agatha, in this world where all lost children go to this school to be trained as either a fairy tale hero or villain. And Sophie and Agatha basically go knowing that they think what they're going to be, but it's actually the reverse of what they thought. So it's how do they deal with what, you know, they thought they were going to be their entire lives, and now they're totally different. This sounds like such a cool idea of like switching stereotypes, and it is kind of like that atmospheric read, I think, because it's that really, you know, dark fantasy. It seems kind of creepy on the cover, so that's, you know, that's why I'm going to use this as like an atmospheric read. I don't really think this is going to be like creepy, but definitely that fantasy atmospheric read that you expect, you know, at this time of year. At least I do. The next prompt is to read a seasonal book, which kind of goes into that one a little bit, and that's going to be the 6th Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I'm doing this one because I'm currently reading the 5th one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it before November starts. Fingers crossed. So this one is the next one, so I just kind of wrote down like Harry Potter. So whichever Harry Potter I'm on, which I believe will be this one by that time, just because like I think if you ask anybody who's ever loved reading Harry Potter, ever, they say that like this time of year is Harry Potter time. And I'm really feeling that now that I'm rereading the series. So that's why I chose this one, just because like it feels right. So the next book is to read a book featuring an animal character. So I'm going to be doing The Song of the Whale. Though now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that the whale is nothing, like it's not a main character, it's just like a plot device. But we'll see. I'm going to use it anyway because I'm really excited about it. I have no idea what this book's about. So I had to look up the synopsis because I definitely forgot what this book is about. So this follows a girl named Iris who is really techie, loves that kind of stuff, but she is deaf and doesn't really have anyone to talk to when she's in school. And she learns about Blue 55, which is a whale out there that can't communicate with any other whales, anything else. And she decides that she wants to create a way to sing to this whale. So I'm really excited about this because it involves, you know, deaf rep, which is something that I personally don't think I've ever read about, and I am so intrigued by it. So like that's what got my attention right away when I heard about this book, was that there was deaf rep in it, and I was like, alright, I don't even care what it's about, I'm sold. But I really wanted to read it, and so I thought I would sneak it in to this prompt, and I think I can get away with it, but we'll see. So the next book is to read a children's classic. So I am going to be picking up A Series of Unfortunate Events, the first one. Now, if you have watched my Finally Fall tag, I definitely talked about wanting to reread this series, and since then, Serena from A Wandering Mind and I have talked about this, and she really wants to read this because she's never read it before, so we're going to be buddy reading this book this month. So I was trying to find a way to squeeze this in, and I definitely consider this to be a classic just because I think that like everybody's heard about it, and there's been like 3 different adaptations of the first 3, so I'm excited, and this is like super tiny. I'm intrigued to get back into this world. I'm really intrigued to read it with someone who has never read the series and see what they think. So the next book is going to probably be the only book that is not a chapter book on this list, and that is for the prompt to reread your own personal childhood favorite. So I'm going to be picking up Where Is My Teddy by Jez Alborough. This will take me like not even 5 minutes to finish, but I was obsessed with this book when I was little. Like, this is the one that my parents read to me every single night before I went to bed, to the point like before I could read, I would read along with my dad and turn the pages when I was supposed to because I'd memorized when he had turned the pages. I was a lot when I was a child, but this is one that I absolutely adored, so it didn't feel right putting anything else in this position. And the last prompt is to read the group book, which this time is going to be Frostheart by Jamie Liller. I really don't know anything about this except for that it has been told as a mix between Frozen and How to Train Your Dragon. And I freaking love both of those things, so I'm down. I literally didn't need to know anything else. This follows a boy named Ash who lives in this kind of deserted part of like a snowy mountain that's cut off from everything else by like giant monsters and stuff. And he's left there by his parents and the guardian of a giant yeti. But a brave rescue attempt reveals that he has magical powers. So I am so intrigued by this. Because, like I said, all I needed to know was that it was Frozen and How to Train Your Dragon mixed together. But you add me some magic in here, and I'm excited. It doesn't come out until the 5th of November for us here in the US, so a little sad about that. So I might need to get my hands on it as soon as it comes out. But that is the group book, and I am very excited to read it. Alright, well, that is it. Those are the 11 books that I'm going to be reading. I am really excited about this since he announced it, like, more than a month ago. I've been like so down. So I really just want to read more middle grade. Like I don't read enough because I have like a lot of conflicts with them because the ones that I've read in the past are mostly graphic novels, and while they're great, they don't really hit the spot for me because they are made for younger audiences. But I have really enjoyed things like Peter and the Starcatchers and the Harry Potter series. So I don't know, I'm excited and nervous all at the same time. So I'm hoping that these live up to my standards because these are something I've been really excited about for a while. I've had them on my shelf for at least a few weeks, if not more, in preparation for this. So I am stoked. Like I said, I will leave all of the information. I'll leave the link to the announcement video down below so that you can get all of the stuff that you need from Gavin. But that's all I've got for you guys. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books and they're interesting to you, or if you're going to be participating in the Believathon with me. I would love to know that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to be part of this awesome growing family we've got going on over here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!